This is a cold frame we made out of pallet wood a couple seasons ago. This is the first year we've actually used it. So I'm pretty excited. We have the plexiglass to go over it, but we haven't cut it to fit yet. It's still not too late in the season, so we're not going to have frost until November time frame, so we've got time to do that. But Taylor's planting some kale right now. We have lettuce, cilantro, over there we have some beets and Swiss chard. We have our lettuce planted, little baby plants, and there's our kale. And we're gonna put beets and chard in that raised bed.
With the tree in it.
It's hard to see. This measures about 43 by 43, I believe. So it's a decent size. I'm excited to see if we get anything out of it. I've never grown anything in a cold frame, so it should be pretty cool. This is a pretty simple design. I just used 1x3s to hold the two pieces together and the corners, and just I used deck screws to screw it in, and I cut this angled piece just to match kind of the height of this. We might have to put some foam on this edge just to kind of have it seal a little better, because that is a little bit higher. But it's very simple. It cost me the price of the screws and then that plexiglass, which was pretty expensive. I think it was like $90 for a sheet. But it's a cool design. And it's cool what you can make with pallets. This was a design that I just came up with. I didn't draw it out or anything. I just used pallet wood that we had, and I tried not to cut it, so that's why the length and width is just sort of a random size. But yeah, free pallets. You can make a lot of good stuff with them. It's been about 3 weeks since we planted this up, and as you can see, everything's getting pretty big. And now it is approaching the end of October, so we are going to cut the plexiglass for the top of this and put it on today. It's probably still a little early to leave it closed during the day, but we just want to get it cut so we don't accidentally get hit by a frost in the meantime and have everything die back substantially. So that's the project for today. These are other raised beds that I made out of pallet wood, and actually every raised bed in this garden is from pallet wood. So we have this bed is about 3 years old. It's not doing too badly. The sides are bowing out a little bit, but it hasn't started to rot through. And it was a pretty simple design. I just took the these blocks came with the pallet, so I used these for the corners. I don't think I really cut anything. I just used the lengths that were available. And then this bed, same deal. This is also 3 years old. This bed we made a couple years ago. This is kind of hard to see all the grass here.
Yeah, this one's a lot lower than the other two beds.
But yeah, this is only like only one piece of pallet wood instead of two. We did carrots in here a couple years ago, and they did really well. Right now we have kale that's been struggling all season.
And some calendula, which is happy now that it's nice and cool again.
And then over here, this bed is also a couple years old. We did some cabbage, but this one is really in the weeds, so hard to see. But this one's a decent size. It's actually a little bit too wide maybe, because it's hard to reach the middle from standing on the outside, so you have to step in to get anything in the middle. But I mean, all this stuff was free aside from the cost of the screws and our time, which we have a tool to break up pallets. I can show you. It's pretty cool. We haven't done many pallet projects lately because we brought up all our pallet wood to Maine. We have enough raised beds here for our gardening purposes, so. But yeah, there's a lot you could do with pallets. I mean, this is just one quick and easy project. I've also made a bookshelf and a rack for storing veggies. This is another pallet project. This is just a raised bed. We were trying to do lettuce in here. It never really did that well. I think the soil we had was kind of poor. Plus we did it kind of early in the season a few years ago, and I think it was a little bit too cold. With the bottom exposed to the temperature, the soil gets really cold in here. But it would be nice to use this in like a shady part of the yard for like salad greens during the summer. We just didn't get to that yet. Maybe next year. But yeah, this is a pretty simple like table I just took. You can see that these are where like the forklift would lift up the pallet. And I just put those for the frame and then just planks. This definitely took a little abuse, just being wet all the time. It is starting to rot, but still pretty sturdy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if we were going to do this again, treating the wood in some way, like
linseed oil,
linseed oil or beeswax, something to keep it from rotting out as fast, because when you have soil on it 24/7, it's just going to rot pretty quickly.
Yeah. And
pallet wood usually isn't like the most durable wood. Or even like a layer of plastic, but we try not to use plastic, so we didn't want to do that.
We did put like paper bags down, but obviously those just dissolve after a while. But yeah, I mean, just another example of something you can do with a pallet. You can make pretty much anything with pallets. People make houses out of pallets, or small cabins, or sheds. So you just have to have the patience to go around and collect them all and then tear them down. But it's worth it if you have the time and you want to save a little money. When we built the raised beds in the garden, the lumber prices are really expensive, so for us it was definitely worth the time investment to break those all down.
So this is going to be the top of the cold frame. It's just this plastic with a UV resistant side, and it's double walled, so that airspace in the middle helps insulate it. This is my first cold frame, our first cold frame that we've ever made, so I'm excited to see how this works. Alright, so we're just doing a score along here with a box cutter. You can see we already started this side. We're just going to finish it off. Using a straight edge to get nice lines.
Not sure if this is going to work on this type of plexiglass, but
we'll find out.
We will find out.
The other side now. Still not sure if this is going to work. Stay tuned. Alright, moment of truth. Might have to cut it with the tin snips. There we go. That's working.
I think the ideal way is to cut this with a saw, which we have obviously, but I just don't want to make a huge mess with plastic shards everywhere. Ow. So we'll struggle. If you have any ideas in the comments on how to cut this stuff, please let us know.
Yeah, any tips welcome.
We are not professionals at anything. I want to reiterate that just about every video that we make. Only professionals at being ourselves.
Yep. Professionals at figuring it out as we go.
Even then.
Yeah, well, yeah, amateurs at figuring it out as we go. So
Alright, so with that and the scoring, it seems like...
There we go.
There we go.
Wow.
There's our piece.
That was really nice.
Maybe we could have scored it a little deeper and we wouldn't have had to cut it, but...
Yeah.
There it is.
That's a good fit. Getting our measurements for the frame, which is going to be attached to the underside of our plastic. And then we'll use that to put all our hardware on, like the hinges and the latch. And then we'll install it on our raised bed over there. Looks good. We measured twice and only cut once, which is always fun. Everything lined up perfectly. We're right at the edge of the plastic here with the wood. Looks like it'll be a nice solid frame.
Plastic wrapped on plastic. What has this world come to?
Yeah, there's no escaping it.
There's no escaping plastic.
It's on everything.
Guess we could have used glass for this, but that's taking your chances.
Yeah.
If you have a hailstorm or a tree fall or even acorns, rocks get thrown. People do these with shower doors, shower door glass. But I guess if we did that, we would build the frame to fit the shower door. You can cut glass, but judging by the way how much trouble we had cutting this, it wasn't too bad, but I don't know if I would want to cut glass.
Mandevilla still blooming. Some more plastic for you. There we go. Just a single sheet of plastic in there. Need to be thrown away. What purpose did it serve? Nobody knows. we're gonna secure the corners first. So these screws hold this piece of wood on, and these screws are gonna hold this piece on. There we go. That holds together nicely.
We're using 1 1/4 inch screws. We probably could have gotten away with 1 inch, but
Yeah. You may have noticed we're not screwing them down all the way, and that is because we don't want to screw into this deck. Even though it's not the nicest deck. It's my parents', and we don't want to make it any worse. That seems pretty good. It's all holding together. Let's go put it on the cold frame.
alright, we're gonna put our hinges on. Good.
Alright, now we got 2 hinges on. We'll probably do some more. Maybe we'll see how this works. Oh yeah, look at that.
We'll do one more.
We'll do one more.
For good measure.
Gonna attach the hooks so that this won't blow open.
Yeah, it's so windy in this yard that it's definitely a good idea to put these on.
Yeah. I smell a stink bug.
You do.
If I step on one.
Been attack of the stink bugs lately.
Stink bug season is in full swing apparently. I had one in my sweatshirt the other day. It was gross. Nice close-up shot.
Not too bad.
Nice.
There it is. The cold frame is all finished. So we don't need to leave it closed right now, but it looks really nice.
Maybe we could leave it closed, just see how warm it gets. We have the thermometer downstairs we could put in here.
There are hooks. I put them on both sides just to be doubly sure. And give a back view. Yep. Cool. Excited to see how this works out. This is our tool for pulling apart pallets. I got it online for like 70 bucks, I think. I'll have to look up the name of it. I think it's like called the Pallet Buster. So you just put this under the planks and you leverage it and it pulls up the planks with the nails. Sometimes the nails don't want to come out and it ends up breaking the planks, but it depends how dry or wet the pallet wood is too. If you let it sit for a while, sometimes the nails get more rusty. They don't really want to come out, but this thing is way better. The first year we made anything with pallets, I did everything with a pry bar and a hammer, and that was like literally back-breaking. I had such a backache the next day, but this tool is great. So if you want to get into pallet projects, I definitely recommend one of these.